These are 4 of the rarest Montblanc 149 you will ever see in your life. And we also have a Montblanc great characters, Einstein. Hey Goodfellas, I'm Naldi and we are once again here at Style of Zug. There is something special about a classic, whether it's a watch, a pen, or any other beautiful item that has a unique story behind it. I'm thinking about those vintage watches with, for example, a retailer stamp on the dial, or those custom-made pieces made for the royal families, which nowadays are extremely requested and very collectible. Like, for example, the one that features the Khanjar on the dial of the Omani Ministry of Defense. And you see, these are small details on an iconic product that can turn an iconic item into something even more cherished and valued. And today we're gonna dive into the world of Montblanc 149 pens that carry exactly that kind of significance. So we have here Montblancs, which are not just writing instruments, not just 149s, they're little pieces of history of the most famous brand in luxury writing instruments. So let's see what makes these 149s so extraordinary. And we are about to start with the Montblanc 149 Sultanate of Oman by Garar. Actually, let's discuss. It comes in this beautiful made box that features already features that are part of this incredible writing instrument, and this is a real collector's gem. It was created in the 70s, 80s for the Omani Ministry of Defense, and it features the Khanjar emblem, which is a powerful symbol of Omani culture. And the Khanjar, which is a dagger with a curved blade over 2 crossed swords, represents the strength and the heritage of Oman. Now, what's interesting is that this incredible 149 here was created in collaboration with Garar, which is a British jeweler with a prestigious history serving royal families. And so they got asked by the Ministry of Defense of Oman to create such a writing instrument that they could actually give to strategic partners or people working for the Ministry of Defense of Oman. It seems like this beautiful plate that is here was made out of 9-carat gold, which is something that was done a lot by British custom-made jewelry maker. And I mean, it's exactly what we were just talking about. We're talking about an absolute classic with a rich history behind it, something that was done 50 years ago and that will never come back in this way. We have the fact that it's a vintage piece, we have the fact that it has this special element, there is the story with Garar, so there are so many elements that make this specific Montblanc 149 an absolute masterpiece. Well then, as a next piece, let's discover the Montblanc 149 Elbe Philharmonie, which is this one that I have here. This Montblanc 149 Elbe Philharmonie celebrates one of the most remarkable architectural achievements of the 21st century, the Elbe Philharmonie Concert Hall in Hamburg. It was designed by the Swiss architect Herzog and de Meuron. This hall represents a fusion of modern design and cultural significance and was originally budgeted at 77 millions and turned out to actually cost 866 million. So definitely one of the most expensive concert halls ever made in human history. So Montblanc, being from Hamburg, decided to actually tribute this iconic building with this limited edition pen, which was available only at the Elbe Philharmonie and at the Montblanc boutique in Neuer Wahl in Hamburg, which is really the flagship of the flagship stores. And it's fitted with rose gold metal trims. It has this engraving of the Elbe Philharmonie on the cap. So again, we have classic 149, but with this little detail for such an important piece of architecture, such as the Elbe Philharmonie, that is also connected to Montblanc being from Hamburg. So there are so many elements that make this specific piece so important and crazy craziest thing, obviously, is the fact that I even asked the store manager of Novelties in Hamburg, hey, do you still have one of these? No, they're completely sold out. So these are gone and will never be produced again. So it's a piece of history of Montblanc and definitely a wonderful writing instrument that needs to be cherished. Again, we have the incredible iconic thing that is the 149, which is already a writing instrument that we would buy and that we love. And then we have this specific detail. These, by the way, are all writing instruments that through our network we helped one of our customers to source and therefore to make it part of their collection. The next piece that I want to show you is really something that comes from the Montblanc collection. It's not something that was made to order by someone, but it's a very important piece because it celebrates handwriting. And I'm talking about the Montblanc 149 calligraphy. So there's no doubt that Montblanc here really wanted to put all their efforts into creating a nib that would cherish and that was dedicated to the art of beautiful writing, which is a tradition that dates back centuries. Now, more than ever, with AI, with digitalization, it captivates people all over the world. This one was released early 2020. The calligraphy edition features this big 149 nib with a flexible nib really meant to do calligraphy and to create soft lines and then thicker lines. It has a beautiful embossing on the nib, which is that typical thing we do to test the writing instruments to see how it performs. And now, honestly, we don't know if this piece will be back in collection, or we don't know that. It's not for now, and it's extremely difficult to get. So I guess it's just out, and that's it for now, at least for a few years. So if you want to get your hands on a calligraphy, it's not something that is easily doable. And that is something that makes this 149 so special. You see, there's that little element in terms of look. It seemed like any other piece, but this specific piece has a flexible nib, and that changes the whole context and aura around the writing instrument and the edition itself, obviously. Because I mean, if you want to write calligraphy with a Montblanc, then you're gonna have this 149, or you're gonna have the 146, which was also flex, but obviously it doesn't have the size of a 149, and the nib doesn't have the size of a 149. And the last Montblanc 149 that I have to show you is this wonderful Montblanc 149 Hamburg editions. Similar to the Elbphilharmonie, this was inspired to the place where Montblanc was born. And actually, there's nothing really special around this piece, if not the fact that, yeah, it looks like a normal 149. Yes, it has the platinum metal trims, but it has a beautiful embossing of one of the towers of Hamburg on the 18 karat oversized nib. So beautiful piece. Again, you would look at it in a collection where you have 20 149 and you're like normal, and then you open it up and you have that little element that surprises and that makes that whole collection extremely valuable and beautiful. This is exactly what I personally love about this kind of items. It's that little details that surprises me and that gives so much more meaning to an edition. It's just something that I personally love, and this specific customer here loves that exactly too. But then we have one more incredible piece that we have to talk about, and I'm talking about the Montblanc Albert Einstein. Part of the Great Character series, it's limited to 3,000 pieces. And this edition here was released in 2013, and it pays tribute to one of the greatest minds in history. Einstein's contributions to science, particularly his theory of relativity, changed the way we understand the universe. And the pen's design features a star chart pattern on the cap that symbolizes the vast cosmos that Einstein studied, that is then disturbed by the clip coming exactly on that element. And then the barrel is engraved with most of his famous equations, mathematical equations, making this piece a celebration of both intellectual achievement and also the mystery of the universe, which, you know, today the more we know, the more we realize we don't know absolutely nothing. This piece here, as I told you, is limited to 3,000 pieces worldwide, which references to the speed of light, which is around 300,000 kilometers per second. And obviously, this is not just a pen, but this is a tribute to a man whose ideas reshaped our world. Well, good fellas, I would love to know from you, out of these 5 incredible pieces, which has been your absolute favorite. I mean, we really saw 5 incredible writing instruments which are part of Montblanc's legacy. Yes, we do talk quite often about Montblanc, but you know, Montblanc really has some incredible pieces of history that are important to show. And actually in the next weeks, there will be more of this kind of very special pieces incoming. I think it's important that we create this kind of videos so that we actually understand better and better about this brand. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, please. It's free and you won't miss out on any future content that is coming up. Thank you so much for watching. Stay tuned for a lot of content that we are preparing in the next weeks. And as usual, don't forget that together we are changing the game.